Wassail, Jessica. So, I'm about to start your reading, just clearing and cleansing the air before we move in. So, I'm going to just open the cards and see what the cards have to say, and then I'll review the questions that you've posed to see whether Spirit has mentioned them or not, and whether we can ask Spirit to bring them out, because sometimes Spirit tells us things that we don't, that it thinks we need to hear rather than what we think we want to hear. And sometimes it will let me force them to ask, but sometimes it just won't. So the best thing to do is to let it unfold to begin with. So can we please have messages for Jessica? Can we please have messages for Jessica? Can we have a third message? Oh, Jessica, it's gorgeous energy to open with. So you have 3-3, which is the master number of the 3D world. You have 36, which is the frequency of the real world in terms of the Ancestor trap energy. And then you have number 4, which is to be in stillness. So your opening card that came out is magic. I mean, so beautiful. Followed by middle world. And this is the tree of Yggdrasil, the tree of life, and this is this kind of, at the moment, this hermetically sealed world that we're all currently living in, but somehow through the energy of magic, you're opening yours into the beauty way. This is, I mean, seriously, the energy coming from these cards, aside from the fact that this one is just at the moment being held in a kind of moment of waiting, the energy either side is absolutely so splendid. Sorry, I got an itch from the past within you. So, look, this behind her shoulder is this crystal ball energy. This is this energy. This is it written large. But in this card's energy, the frequency of the crystal ball is standing behind her shoulder in the past. So it's moving on from this trap. There's an energy that will come in that's the frequency that breaks that space. And we'll look at that shortly. I just need to look for what's hidden in this. I'm seeing like journeys towards mountains in the background of this. There's a new energy frequency of, this is the now side, and there's an energy frequency of a heart, but I'm also seeing it as a kind of weird elemental kind of, it's like a cross between a bee and a fairy, like some kind of, it's like a new guide coming in to talk to you. We'll ask about that. We'll ask about it now. That's the best way to do this. I'm just kind of looking at various cards. Cosmic reading, do you have any message about this guide? Do you have any message about this guide? Do you have any message about this guide, please? Oh, it's a creature that's dealing with how you communicate unconditional love. It's sitting here on your shoulder. It's really to do with the forming of a new oh, there it is again, just down here in the fold of the elbow, sitting now, It's a tiny, it's coming across as a bumblebee here, but in this image here, it's coming over your shoulder as a much larger spirit. Very powerful magic. Oh, and look, it's 33 and 34. This is, you're in your moment. You're sort of activating some kind of astrological, magical moment right now. So, I need this deck. Actually, do you know, I need a different deck. Just bear with me one moment. I need the good tarot, because that deals with elemental creatures. So, can you please talk to me about this spirit that's coming in? Oh, I mean, it's so powerful, this spirit energy. It's direct from source, and I'm inside. This is 44. It's ancestor energy connection. It's like so this creature. Oh, that's so interesting. It tried to vanish then when I went to look at it this time. It's like this connection to this being, this guide that's in you, is part of your DNA. It's not part of your consciousness. It's part of the living light energy in your DNA. But this is this magical power of Yggdrasil as source energy. This is the divine ether magic that runs through all life. It's the key to everything. It's the pathway. But this energy is it's. Let me go to the good tarot. The sense I'm getting is that this creature is. It feels like an ancestor that you know. You know, like a grandparent or a great-grandparent or a great-aunt or a great-uncle, but someone you knew briefly in life who was an amazing person, who had unconditional love for you. Once they got back to spirit, once they passed through the 3D realm, it's not like they had to go on a kind of... They didn't have to go on a learning course to be a spirit guide to you. They were there already to be part of the, I want to say like the milk or the ambrosia that fed you so that you could be the things that you want to be. They're really present with you. But they also, it's interesting that they're also this tiny bee figure as well, the nourishment, the nectar, the sweetness. Oh, okay, there's a little tiny, I kind of want to say dragonfly, damselfly kind of energy more than bee, because that's what's in the beauty way. Flying above. So this is the call, like they're calling to you, and it's really like I can hear a bee buzzing in here. There's been an element of bees every time I do personal readings at the moment. It's not a bee, it's a fly, but I mean these insects. It's like beep, 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 beep. It's a tiny, tiny little Trumpet is 20. 20 is this year, 2020. This is the card of judgment, but that's not what this card is representing. This is literally this being ancestor calling to you. And that's really interesting. They're ancient. We have the King of Fire. Now, usually he has a really kind and lovely face, but today his wings mask is really lining his face in a presence that it just doesn't usually have that much, and it's that unconditional love energy again. Down here, this card is the King of Fire. The King of Fire is creative, passionate, but the King of Fire, more than any of the others, is this haloed, spiritual Zen person, full of wonder and full of magic. And they're traveling backwards through time. Okay, so that's why they're connected so much to Source. It's like their living light energy, this energy here, this unconditional love, this magic that they have, is so close to Source energy because they're traveling backwards through time. This is the Six of Air. And this is a backward flying ship. It's moving in the wrong direction. The sails blow one way and the body of the ship's going the other way. There's a real sense that they're going down deep inside cosmic time to anchor something in. And they're taking you with them almost on this journey. Okay, so, oh, and that's interesting. On the bottom of the deck, there's just one. I was just thinking about how they added up to 8, 20, and 6. 26 makes 8. And we have the Strength card. Okay, so there's something to do with Idun. The Norse goddess who has the apples of health. It's almost like they're just here in the top of the Lion card, but this is almost like an Adam's apple. Not an Adam's apple. I don't know why I said Adam. I don't know why, but that might have a relevance to you because things come out in that way. There's apples, and this is like an apple, a heart apple. It's about healing, but it's like that little tiny trumpet is getting ready to roar like a lion within you. You have to go through some kind of transformative energy. So I'm going to ask the Animal Spirit Oracle. Can we please have some information from the Animal Spirit Oracle? Oh, that's interesting. Another information, please, from the Animal Spirit Oracle. Please, can we help Jessica with this information? This backwards in time, this animal guide, Ancestor. Can we please hear from them? One more, please, one more. Oh, that one's gone to the floor. Let's go down and see. So it begins with Vulture Spirit. Vulture is nothing is wasted. Vulture is all about... It's like a form of death card. but it's like fertilizing. It's all of the things that you've been on, the struggle that you're in, the dissatisfaction is the important part. You've got to resonate that frequency at the moment, because this is what will help you on your journey forwards. So the trumpet can't grow into the roar for the moment, because you have to experience this energy. So the immediate interesting thing is it's to do with 6336. It's the mirror, it's the reversal, it's the backwards in time, the forwards through time. You're in a moment where you're caught in a test or trap, because it's what you're meant to be experiencing. It's exactly what life wants you to feel at the moment. And I know it's frustrating, because I've had those moments, and they drive you mad. If someone shows me the temperance card or tells me that I need to be patient, I'm just like, look, I've seen visions of the future. I need the future to arrive, and half the time I don't know how far away or distant those visions are. But you are moving into a lucky time. You've got rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. And you've got sandpiper spirit. So lucky spirit, rabbit, is beginning to transform into something new. So it's almost like the bunnies at the bottom are like saying it's all about taking baby steps. I kind of want to say that this is the past, and this is this energy taking shape now that creates the wings to allow you to take flight. But it's all about a sense of my other least favourite word, divine timing, because that's just another one that makes you think, for how long are we going to keep doing divine timing? Now, to get to this beauty way, you've got to actually connect with your humour a lot more, to be playful. There are water lilies opening all around the sandpiper spirit to help you bloom into this new energy of the beauty way. We'll come to the beauty way section in a moment, but first we need to deal with this middle world energy. And for the middle world energy, we're going to use this deck, because this is about wearing masks and things that we can't see fully. So, I feel like your ancestor spirit's here at the moment, not in bee form, but in fly form. There's a tiny little bee that's being so brave. It's just walked across the word seer, and I am getting that sense of, now it's walking on your middle world card, and it's paused, and now it's moving down. It's heading towards the world. It's now stopped on the energy, transforming into the rabbit wings. And now it's sitting on the crystal ball. There's a real sense that this insects have got a message for you. They might form patterns. It's just a need for you to... it is partly small information, tiny details is part of this. Now it's landed on an orange spot, and it's saying to me sacral energy. The sense of you not being satisfied is a DNA burden within you. It's like it wouldn't matter what you did. There's a part of an old DNA trauma within you that you can't quite let go of. So it began with this card of victory. The Six of Wands is absolute victory. So, the promise this lucky time is happening. You know, it's meant, it's due, it's all taking place. You've got 6336. 4 and 9 makes 13, which is divine feminine number, and then you've got 6 again. You've got this repeating energy around the frequency of divine femininity coming in. But this DNA trauma, it's almost like, something within your DNA catches up with people. This is the 7 of Swords. This is about exiting. But actually the energy of this card is like waiting to grab at the last 2 pieces of something. But these are magical pieces. They don't belong to the energy of the past. So 6 and 7, there's something to do with this together. This is ancestors again, because this makes 13. This is about something in your DNA ancestry on your father's line. I kind of want to say not your father necessarily, because I really don't want to criticize members of somebody's family, but I'm getting a sense from the energy of the being unsatisfied comes from an energy poked by the frequency way back down the father's genetic line. It could go down your father's line to his mother. It could go, I'm not saying it's just that, but there's something to do with this DNA being a masculine energy, not necessarily from a masculine person, but from the age of Pisces energy, which is to do with holding back, to overburden femininity, the divine feminine, to sort of keep you down, not you, but anyone within that DNA inheritance, to just keep them suppressed. And it's old and it's really worn out now, because we have the 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, which is to unburden. He's carrying all these burdens for other people, and they're beginning to grow with more and more weight. Whereas you notice in this one, everything's been trimmed for the victory. Everything's been cut back and pruned and cleaned up so that it's no longer so heavy. And in the background here, you have a kind of dog coyote. This is talking about how, again, this is that sense of the divine detour, the completion and the new beginning that you have to go through to be able to recognize this journey forward. So I'm going to take the light seers, because your fly ancestor, bee ancestor, powerful guide, was walking over the word seer. It's the same card, but look, here's the interesting thing. It was once masculine victory over the feminine, and now the divine feminine is coming in to take her bow. You're coming into your own energy. Everything's beginning to transform and to change. That's really lovely. So let me give these another little rifle. Now that's interesting. That's like, I just want to show you, that's not going together in a natural, smooth way. So this energy at the moment is disconcerting you, and yet they want me to pick this up and remind you that absolutely everything is on this divine path. Actually, look, this is interesting. In this one, the laurel leaves have a broken gap because it's not a true resonance. Whereas in this divine feminine one, it's a complete cycle. It's lighting and illuminating a brand new creativity that's terribly healing. And there's a massive round of applause going on. So can we please have some more information about this middle world and this changing? Oh, that was interesting, the way they curled in amongst themselves. Right, so now we've immediately gone from that masculine energy that's holding everything trapped to feminine energy. We've really moved the boat forwards. And I want to take them this way around. 3, 21, 4. Give me 1 second. 21, 24, 28. This is a completion and a new beginning, but it's also a karmic completion of something massive. You really are near the end of the struggle that you've been on. So we have the Three of Cups. This is singing to me of this energy that we started with. This is the three aspects of femininity: raw, emotional, and divine femininity, healed with spirit, healed into one magical union that gives you, I really am hearing that sense of, now, it's take a bow time, but look, this is internal. This is you. You have to congratulate yourself for the journey that you've been on. You have to pat yourself on the back. You don't need anyone else to do it. So what's stopping you is yourself, in that you, I don't, it's almost like you could do with a sense of validation to move forwards, to know that you've done well. You've done well, and I'm not sitting here as a masculine energy to validate what you've done. The cards are saying that you've done everything so perfectly to deal with this heavy trauma on the male line in your inherited DNA, but that the validation comes for you when you accept that you know that you've worked perfectly. So you have the World card, which is the completion of a great cycle. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Before I show you the card, I just need to talk again about this. The unfinished circle, the circle completed with the flame above. Now, in the World card, you've turned round, you've taken your bow, you've patted yourself on the back. You and your higher self are now at one with each other, and you turn round with all this geometric light patterning to step forward. It's almost like skipping. It's such a beautiful energy to come through this Yggdrasil gateway that you have been stuck in, this energy, living light energy. Everything about your molecules, everything about your consciousness is healing. It's really, I want to say, aquamarine is going to play a very big part in your movement forwards, and a kind of soft lavender and an azure blue are really important colours to your healing. But this circle is an Ouroboros snake just completing and swallowing its own tail so that it can be rebirthed. You're being rebirthed. And then you have this wonderful card of a spiritual inheritance. She has the Odhal. This is the Four of Pentacles, but her earring is the rune of Odhal, which is a spiritual inheritance. The spiritual inheritance is this bee creature that is here. Your old ancestor, who's a really powerful guide, is here to work with you. I need to put another animal spirit into this area. Cat spirit 13, beautiful. This has been your number. This 13 is a really important and lucky number for you. Have a look at the notion of the galactic calendar of the 13 new moons. Look, you've also got 3 with the world, 21, 3 of cups, 6 of wands, 3, 6. You've got these energies coming through. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that one is 13. We've got 13. We've got 13s endlessly resonating inside here. Claim your independence, cat spirit. Sorry, I don't think I held that up for you. I got a bit overexcited by it. So, claiming your independence, it's like you're getting a reward for efforts from the past. Again, there's this sense of taking flight. There's a lot of energy of flight, astral projecting maybe. How do you heal others? There's a beautiful, pure heart. Really up here, white, soft, innocent energy coming through. So now we're going to move to the playfulness and the beauty way, and hopefully that's the journey of where you're going with people in this healing process. So I just need to clear the cards over this way because I'm running out of space on my desk for you. Oh. Do we have another message, please? Jessica. To go with that first card, which is number 4. What have we got? 4, 4. Okay. The 4 of Pentacles. 44. This has really got a real connection to this ancestor. 44 is the master number of the spirit world. You've got a lot of 3s, a lot of 6s, there's repeating numbers, but you've got 44 source, you've got the 4 of Pentacles, you've got 4 the beauty way, you've got this new card 4, believe. And then we've got a very silent deck. It doesn't want to give us another card from that deck, so I'm going to go to my other cosmic deck and get some information from there, because this is about your movement and what you're stepping into. What's the frequencies of things? What's the gift that Jessica has? How does her gift work? Come on, cards. It's like okay, alright, okay, I'm listening. Right, your ancestor's saying, put the decks down. There's an element of what's coming out. They want me to talk first about this. Right, believe. You have to believe in your truth. You've got 51, Sandpiper, be playful, beauty way. This energy inside this card, I'm getting the sense of a cosmic raven. I don't even know what that means, but your ancestor is going to explain that it's got something to do with cleansing the energies of people using Jupiter energy. Thank you. It's Saturn energy through Jupiter. That's really interesting. I don't know how to explain that. So Jupiter energy is the energy wings that we have, and they circle around both sides of us, and all the other chakra energies go through. But somehow you have some kind of ability to cleanse the person. She's opened out and she's sensing off to fly, but it's a real connection with the natural world. It's cleansing like their lower heart energies using the Jupiter wings, but somehow some magical transformation that you have to bring in a different kind of frequency. So I think we go with the Muse deck, because this is lots of divine feminine energy. I'm going to rifle them as well. I know your guide's asking me to do a Moonology card, and I will. And maybe your ancestor, bee, insect, creature, spirit might like to come up with a name, but they're kind of laughing and saying that you know the name and it's not for me to know it. I do love it when they do that. I get really nosy for information. I know it's got the letter O in it all over the place. It's like their names. Ooh. So look, you've got them dropping. The 9 of materials is to be a strongly independent woman. You have cactus, which is sugary, spiky, that ability to penetrate through the auric field of somebody to get under their skin to see things. Then you've got succulents, that very static, calming, beautiful energy to hold people in a space, a field of frequency. And then you've got dahlias in there, which are to do with transformations, and that's your divine 13. That's the energy of 13 to move something on. So now that we're talking about this with your ancestor, the fly that's representing your ancestor at the moment has returned and is sitting by the sacral. You're here to cleanse people's attachment to nature, to help somehow grow self-love within them. Oh, to pull their self-love into the earth grid. That's the gift. So how does that work, please? Now the fly's flown away because we got the message. It's hiding behind the orchids. So orchids are something that can be very tricky to bloom. It's almost like they have to be starved of water to come to life. So it's like you're going to take people starved of emotions and bring them back to life. Oh look, 8 of voices. These are the people. You're dealing with people who are tying themselves up and they're unable to see their truth. Or talk about it. Never notice the binding around the throat. This is individuals. It's not just women, but it might be a lot of women. I am getting a strong sense of feminine energy. I'm also getting a connection to a kind of cosmic Ganesh, and bones cracking because they've just made me crack my wrist. It's about you bringing people's bodies back into alignment. The energy of this is all about things being out of alignment and things coming in, focus, revealing, showing people how to see truths. And then sort of breaking everything apart. This is, as I said, strong, independent woman, but this is also about you leading people as if this is your hand, leading people through the natural world, through a pathway to some kind of epiphany, I was going to say. And you've got the Justice card, which has got orchids all over it, and it's peeling the people out of their silent modes to come into bloom is your task. And that's 11. That's a beautiful balance. Oh, where's that image? Here. You're going to be given the gift to work with geometric symbols, light language. It's coming out all over the place in your reading. So 2111 is going to be relevant to you. Sorry, the world and justice. And then you have the Hierophantrix energy. This is exactly what I just said. When the fly went and said, oh, it's about leading someone to bring their self-love into the earth grid, that's what this card represents. This is when the divine masculine grid of the earth, the middle world that we're living in, the grid energy of 11, the master number of justice and balance, this is you bringing the Hierophantrix out in other people. The Hierophantrix is to be totally in balance with the earth, to bring our consciousness, our divine consciousness, teaching people to bring their divine consciousness through into the earth grid. And that is a journey of Kundalini. So it's the energy of the Earth's 11 is the rising Kundalini fractal that rises up from within the Earth and comes out. And then the 55 is a master number of consciousness, also 99 and 66, of bringing the energy down to balance everything. Oh, there's the 5. I was looking around for the 5. I'm holding it in my hand. It hasn't come twice, but they are saying to look at the bottom of the deck to get the other 5. And it's there. It's in the form of the devil, which is not it's not the sort of devil in the classic sense. This is about the calming of the vortex around people. It's like taking that person, as you will, and releasing their inner bloom to change, their transformation, their 13. But it gives us the 5, so 155, which is again 11. So you're getting an echo of the Justice card. So you're bringing people out of their vortex, out of their shell, rebirthing their energy from the earth, because they've been too sensitive to connect to the earth before, and now they can connect and feel really, really comfortable in the real world. So now, I am listening, as I'm calling your guide at the moment, because she won't reveal her name. I'm getting the Moonology cards out. Here they are. So you give the message that you, want to give. Look, it's not called You'll know the name of your guide. They'll tell you in a dream, or they're telling you now as you're listening to this. They're making it very clear. So we've got one card face down. I'm not going to look at it yet, but I'm feeling like there's meant to be 3 to finish this reading. Well, there we have 3. So we begin with your hard work is paying off. So you asked if you were nearing the end of a struggle. You're nearing the end of a struggle. This is new moon in Capricorn. That's January. No, December. End of December, just before Christmas time. You'll understand this a lot better. Be bold and make the first move. I'm putting these backwards because actually they're coming out in a weird order. It's about being a bit soupy around timelines. I'm being told that this cardinal moon is in Libra in October. There's three moon phases in October. There's a full moon on the 1st of October. There's a new moon halfway through October, 14th, 15th, something. And then there's another full moon on the 31st. So October's going to be a really important, bold, epiphany building energy for you. And it is in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. There's two of them. I just said that. There's two energies. So that's absolutely beautiful. Fantastic. So, Jessica, that's a beautiful message. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have such a joyful message come through that's really about you being bold and believing in the future for yourself. Really lovely. So, wassail.